Welcome down the rabbit hole, friends. Wendy Williams' ex is a damn fool, okay? I do not like Kevin Hunter. Kevin Hunter Jr., yes, I like him a lot. That's Wendy's son. But Kevin Hunter, the dad, oh, hell to the no, right? Because the thing is that Kevin was screwing over Wendy for decades before she ever lost her show and unfortunately was diagnosed with dementia. All right, so Kevin is in court screwing over Wendy once again, or trying to. But before we get into all of that, let's listen to Kevin's most recent TikTok live, on which he went off on everyone in the audience and said a bunch of shit about Blac Chyna and women in general.
Gotta do what they gotta do. As for the person, Tina doll, who has nothing better to do and on my page, get a job. Sweetheart, I'm about to announce so many jobs that I have that I guarantee you when I announce these announcements next month, I just gotta take care of this court stuff. All of you miserable hewers and women on my page are going to be very mad. But for the smart people.
Yeah, all you stupid idiot women who support Wendy being able to keep her money for herself, you dummies. I have 1,000,000 jobs, 1,000,001 in fact. And one day, like when all this court stuff is done, I'll tell you what those jobs are. But, not now, because I'm going to court and claiming that I have no money and I really need alimony. So I can't talk about how I'm making money at this point in time.
For the smart people who understand the plight of, I'm not trying to play victim. Again, I take full accountability. A lot of y'all still don't know what's going on, and you still won't know what's going on. And as per the documentary that you just saw.
Okay, so here Kevin, if you haven't seen it, Kevin is talking about the most recent Wendy Williams documentary, which I reviewed and went over on my channel just like a couple of weeks ago. And that documentary was crazy, batshit crazy and amazing. And there was so much that we learned about what was going on for Wendy. And it really gave us an insight into how we need to protect Wendy. She's like going through a lot right now, okay? So go and check that series out. I showed so much of the documentary because I was so into it and I wanted you guys to see it that I got copyrighted for it. But they let me leave it up but not monetize any of it, which I'm fine with because I want you to see what happened in that documentary. It's important. It's important for us to know about what's going on with Wendy, the fact that she has alcohol-induced dementia, and kind of see like what's happening around her. So go back and watch that if you haven't seen it, and then you will understand what Kevin's talking about. He's about to go into a tirade about how it was such a stupid decision to put Wendy on that documentary because he didn't get any money from it.
Which was whatever. I knew nothing about it. You still don't know what's going on. And guess what? There was nothing good that came out of that. Nothing good came out of the documentary. So I don't know what was this display for. All of the people that were involved, the celebrities.
Yeah, all the celebrities. I mean, I'm a celebrity. It's like, why didn't you call me and ask me to be on the documentary and pay me for it? And pay me for the parts I wasn't in as well because, it's like, I made Wendy and I need money from my mistress. But until that happens, documentary, bad. Me, good.
Half of them were involved in enabling her. So Blac Chyna, you need to go sit down before I air you out and let people know what you really did.
Yeah, I mean, no shit. It's pretty obvious in the documentary that people like Blac Chyna and others around Wendy, like they were a part of enabling her in her alcohol usage. The reason that people have praised Blac Chyna is because she shows up and, in the documentary, she's saying to Wendy, like, I've turned over a new leaf. I've changed some things about my life and I just want to be here for you. And she was very gentle and kind. As I stated in my review of the documentary, I really liked what Blac Chyna was doing, just even in the scenes, the way that she was touching Wendy in a way that no one else did throughout the entire docuseries. Like, you can't fake that. You can't fake like being willing to look in Wendy Williams' eyes and like be there for her and not be like screwing around. So I'm sure in the past, Wendy probably did meth with Chyna. Chyna probably poured alcohol down Wendy's throat. Yeah, it's a room full of damaged people that are surrounding Wendy, but none of them are quite like Kevin Hunter.
There's a lot, but I'm not here for that. Listen, you miserable women, please stay off my page. Just stay off my page. Pray for the people that's involved. Pray for my ex-wife, pray for Wendy Williams. Pray for Wendy Williams. Pray that for the family. Pray for everybody that's involved.
But also, like, really, really pray for me, okay? I need to get Wendy's money, yes, but I also need to win the lottery. So pray for that, because Wendy's money is not going to be enough to keep my new wife happy. She already walked out on me. You know, I know down the rabbit hole of Bedtime, we'll tell you all about that later. But, I mean, the point is, like, I need money. Pray for it for me.
And whatever I'm out here doing, and whatever people think I'm doing, guess what? If I don't go out here and do it, who the fuck is going to, what we going to do? We going to just let everybody, whatever the display is, whoever's in charge, they clearly don't care.
Yeah, I'm the only one of y'all to be competent enough to cheat on Wendy for decades, break her heart, and then steal all her money. No one else is out there taking care of this business like I am. So give me a break, you women in my Facebook or TikTok live. I don't like ya.
So, and I've been minding my business. I've been doing what I got to do to make these announcements that I'm about to make to show that I am working hard. I'm going to keep working. My legacy is not over. Whatever I have to do for the legacy, that still includes my entire family, is still not over. My son is looking. My daughter's looking. My lady is looking.
Yeah, my lady is looking at me like, I better get some damn money. Right, so start those prayers. I'll start a GoFundMe. Money.
Everybody's looking now. So at this point, you know, if you don't really care, if you're still caught up on that about whatever, you don't really see what's going on here, the real plight, then okay.
Bravo, Kevin. So well spoken. But for real, Kevin went to court, I believe it was on the 19th, trying to get some of Wendy's money yet again. I mean, look at Kevin here, coming out of court, New York City, wearing his big boy suit. Getting into the car with a bunch of quote-unquote handlers. I would expect nothing less from him. He's got people really fighting Wendy's, the people looking after Wendy's money. He says that they've been stealing from her and essentially stealing from him because it's his money, don't you know? And then we also get to see this weird white lady who Wendy probably would have made fun of in her prime. I think she would also have made fun of me. So there's no shame in this game, right? But here's this woman. Her name is Sabrina, and she's the guardian for Wendy's estate. So a lot of the family has been, calling her out and questioning what's going on with the guardianship. But Kevin is really like trying to make sure that not only is he questioning it, but like he's inserting himself as far into this estate as possible. He wants the money. He just wants the money. Okay, so let's get into what is being reported about all these shenanigans with Kevin in the courtroom. All right, the Sun writes, I don't trust her. Wendy Williams' ex, Kevin Hunter, accuses Star's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, of depleting host's finances in court. Wendy Williams' ex, Kevin Hunter, accused the Star's guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, of depleting the host's finances during a tense hearing in divorce court, which I believe happened on April 19th. Right, so the hearing on Friday, on the 19th, that Kevin showed up to, it was all about like divorce court, finances, and alimony for Kevin. Like, that's literally all he cares about. Keep in mind, he has a son named Kevin Jr. With Wendy, who is really, from what we know, like kind of struggling with everything that's happening with his mother. But Kevin Hunter, the father, really seems to only be concerned about himself and maybe his new wife and child. Okay, so Wendy's ex, that's Kevin Hunter, alleges that his divorce payments ceased when the Star's bank froze her accounts just before she was placed in a guardianship. So Wendy Williams had been paying Kevin Hunter like hundreds of thousands of dollars in alimony payments, which he was using to support his new wife and his new child, which he got his mistress pregnant with while he was with Wendy, and it caused the divorce. So she's been paying out all kinds of money, and we all know that doesn't seem fair. The Sun goes on to say, inside the small and otherwise empty courtroom, the former daytime TV host guardian, Sabrina, sat at one table, while Kevin and his associate, which was a forensic auditor, sat at the other table across from the judge. Wendy's ex is back in court after his divorce payments from the Star ceased in 2002 when Wells Fargo froze her accounts. The father of two has been trying to get the former TV host's financial records from the time since they divorced through her being placed placed in a guardianship, as they would be needed for his discovery to bolster his argument that payments should resume. So he's been going after Wendy and her guardian and the bank and everything, trying to get the evidence that Wendy does still have money, and therefore she should be forced to pay Kevin Hunter whatever money she has left over. At the start of the hour-long hearing, the judge acknowledged the difficulties in this case. Yeah, I mean, to me, the main difficulty is that Kevin Hunter is a selfish asshole. He cheated on his wife for decades. He got his mistress pregnant. He bought her a home, let her drive around in Wendy's cars. According to the most recent documentary, that's what Wendy has alleged. All right? And Wendy says she only divorced him once he finally got the mistress pregnant. She just couldn't live with that. But she had known for years he was messing around with this girl and spending all their money on her. Wendy used to live like very moderately. When she first, I think she was on some like initial docuseries about her. They were living like out in the suburbs in a normal, like, 2,000 square foot home. It was nice. It was nicer than things that I've had in my life. But it was not living far above their means. And she used to say, like, I'm very frugal. I don't spend my money. But who was out there spending it? Kevin. Kevin was spending it like crazy and on another woman. So Kevin Hunter, he really wants/needs money. I'm about to show you some videos alleging that his current wife has left him and that he's broke. All right, so we'll look at that in a minute. But that's one of the reasons why he's going to court and trying to push the judge and the court to move more quickly. Like, that's one of his concerns. And he really wants Sabrina investigated, and he's just doing everything he can to get money. Money, money, money. Judge Michael Katz said, I know this is a difficult case for a lot of different reasons. It's difficult for both of the parties, but also because of the physical, mental health, and financial issues involved. It's difficult for both parties, and both parties need to have this resolved, the judge said before continuing. I think this case needs to go to arbitration. I'm sure Kevin is like, hell no, I don't want to go to arbitration. Kevin told the judge that he feels the matter is an emergency or emergent. He went on to cite Sabrina being named as a defendant in a case that accuses her of being involved in a racketeering scheme involving another ward who is not under her guardianship. So Sabrina is also actually under investigation for a whole nother case. And that's what gave him the ammunition to go after Sabrina. Now, Sabrina hasn't been found guilty in the other case. That could be a lot of bullshit too. It could be another man like Kevin who just wants money, money, money coming after her. Who knows? Eventually we'll find out, if she gets found guilty or not. But Kevin's like, this is an emergency. I'm not able to afford my diamond earrings that I wanted to buy for myself. And, my wife's left me. Come on, we need money. But Kevin is coming hard for Sabrina Morrissey. Kevin alleged to the judge, Miss Morrissey is under a RICO investigation and there's a lot of malfeasance. I have no problem with arbitration. I just want the documents from the finances, he told Judge Katz. He needs those documents to prove in his divorce court that, I guess Wendy's hiding money. There is money and that he should continue to get paid. Like, Wendy does not have a job anymore, so that should change the alimony payments in the first place. Kevin went on to allege that Sabrina has claimed Wendy has no money, but he then claimed that Wendy made nearly $500,000 from her involvement in the Lifetime docuseries Where is Wendy Williams? So he was shitting all over this docuseries, but now he's like, where's that $600,000 from the docuseries? That's mine. Your wife has nothing. She's mentally ill and living like institutionalized with severe dementia after a lifetime of working, and the only thing you care about is getting the $600,000 that probably allows her to live in that facility. You are sick. Go out and get an MFing job. Get a job. You claim you have 1,000,001 jobs. Well, you're going to have to get 1,000,002 because apparently the 1,000,001 don't pay anything. So get a job. When we were in mediation, that was when Wendy was in an argument with Lifetime and getting paid $500,000, Kevin told Judge Katz. Yeah, pass that on to me, Judge Katz. Okay, so the Sun also reports this. There were blatant lies in what Sabrina has been telling us, and we still haven't seen the bank records, and she's supposed to give us access to the retirement accounts. God, Kevin, you want everything. There has been gross negligence as far as her being a guardian. I don't trust this woman, Kevin went on to say. Sabrina's rebuttal was short. She denied knowledge of the RICO case. Kevin referred to them speaking specifically to Wendy's supposed lifetime earnings, and the Guardian said, "I disagree with Mr. Hunter's statements." The judge went on to explain to Kevin that despite any allegations against the Guardian, that doesn't make this case an emergent matter. Kevin then continued and said, "They," the Guardian and Wendy's counsel, "they have not given me a reason for stopping the payments. If Miss Morrissey had tried to modify the payments, that would be different." So he's willing to take a little bit less. At this point, he's desperate. Okay, so now we're going to take a moment to listen to some history about what a slimeball Kevin Hunter really is.
The last thing Wendy Williams remembers is being betrayed by her husband. A lot of people do not know how dirty this guy did her and how much she really loved this man. Wendy first met Kevin Hunter at a skating rink in 1994, and she immediately knew that this man was the love of her life. She basically has said that she was immediately infatuated with him and wanted him to be in her life forever. Got married 3 years later and started to try for a baby, although Wendy went through several miscarriages and no doctors were really sure if she would ever be able to carry a baby to term. She was pregnant with her son Kevin Jr., and yes, she did love her husband so much that she named her one and only child after him. She had to spend much of that pregnancy bedbound, and of course this is when Kevin started cheating on her with other women. Even after all this, Wendy did decide to forgive Kevin for his cheating. She was even quoted, "You know what, like, I love this man so much, I just pushed it down and forgave him because I wanted to keep our marriage, which was so strong, together." Basically, Wendy wanted anything but divorce. Her life was extremely intertwined with Kevin. Not only did he help her father her only child, but Kevin also helped her launch the talk show, which made her famous. But the biggest thing was she was just so in love with this man, she couldn't imagine her life with anyone else. Although Kevin was eventually caught cheating again, and this absolutely destroyed Wendy. Their relationship was very hot and cold during this time. Like, Wendy still loved him a lot. Wendy's health also began declining rapidly, and Kevin would sometimes be there for her and really be that shoulder to cry on, and then other times go off and cheat on her. That's why this clip where she says her real name is Wendy Hunter is especially heartbreaking to me. Last thing she really remembers is her man betraying her and getting a divorce.
Real name is Wendy Hunter.
Hunter.
Yep. And I'm divorced.
Yes.
He's got no money.
Okay, so now let's take a listen to what's being reported about Kevin Hunter's alleged woes, about his current family, his new wife, who was his longtime mistress, who he has a daughter with. People have come out. They came out in the fall and said that she left Kevin. She's not happy. She wants money, and he didn't have any, and so now she's left him, and she's asking for alimony and child support. You know, maybe they're back together by now, I'm not sure. But in the fall, this was what was being talked about regarding what was going on with them.
Kevin proposed to Sharina with a ring worth about $80,000, and she proudly showed off her ring on social media. And if you're wondering how Kevin could afford it, well, Wendy was still paying him alimony. So she was still kind of paying for Kevin and Sharina's lifestyle. Now, she went on an interview and she said this.
And I'm a very plotative individual. I will plot on you. That's right. And that's why I'm going into season 11. And he's changing Pampers.
Kevin should have taken this as a warning, but he didn't. He and Sharina continued to live off Wendy's alimony payments, but then Wendy started having her health issues and her show eventually got canceled by the network because of her extended absence from the show. Well, this is where things started going wrong for Kevin because the alimony payments stopped coming in. He got really mad and had an interview where he called out Wendy and her team, saying, "Wendy was in rehab and these people just stopped depositing my money cold turkey. Now I'm demanding to see all the bank records from the time of the divorce until now, and that will show what's really going on. These people have tried to starve me out. At the end of the day, I earned that money and I'm not letting them take it. I will only say for now that it breaks my heart to see what is happening to her. I know she is not in a good place and she is surrounded by people who are taking advantage of her condition, including this so-called guardianship."
Oh my God. So being starved out for Kevin Hunter includes like not being able to afford his multi-million-dollar house plus multiple properties. all these like BMW sports cars. I mean, he and his mistress have been living high for decades. Like when you go back and you look at some of the stuff that's come out about what he was paying for this woman, it was extreme. They have been living the high life, like higher than Wendy at times. And that's clearly wrong. But oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't want to make fun of this, but there's just a part of me when Wendy says like she can make plots about people. Like, what if she faked this entire dementia thing literally to get back at Kevin and like somehow put everything into a guardianship and he would have no access to it? That would be insane. And I would be so happy because I really feel badly for her. I mean, yeah, I feel dementia is one of the most terrible situations to live under when you're the person that has dementia and when you're a family member that really loves that person. So I feel badly for her, and it would rock my world to find out she was just screwing Kevin over, because this guy, all he cares about is himself.
On today's episode of Karma Tearing That Ass Up, let's talk about Kevin Hunter. Now, we all know Kevin Hunter is the ex-husband of Wendy Williams, but what's been going on since their divorce and her departure from television? So Mr. Hunter thought that he was going to go and divorce Wendy and live happily ever after with his mistress, Chyna, with Wendy's money. Well, little did he know, Wendy had the best lawyers, and she had a little stipulation in the alimony agreement. And the agreement was if she was ever to depart from television and not be on a TV show making the same amount of money she was making on the Wendy show, she wouldn't have to make any payments to him. And all those payments stopped in February 2022. He then went to the court and told them, hey, she's not paying me. I can't pay my bills. I'm going broke. The HOA is going to foreclose on my home. The judge said, too bad, so sad. You must didn't read the fine print. She don't work there no more. You don't get no more money. Well, Chyna was just like Christina in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and she packed all of her things and some of his, and she left. She left him. And then threatened to sue him for child support, knowing that he broke and they got no money to pay her.
Kevin. You had a bad bitch. Non-committal. Help you with your career. Just a little. You're supposed to hold me down, but you've been holding me back, and that's the sound of me not calling you back. Thank you, Lizzo, for speaking out against Kevin Hunter. He's a loser. And that's what this video has been all about. Thank you so much for joining me down this rabbit hole. Let's all say prayers for Wendy and her son, Kevin Jr. I really feel for Kevin Jr. All right. Much love to you all. I hope that you will join me again down my next rabbit hole. I will definitely be keeping you updated on what's going down with Wendy Williams.